Thank you for giving me this opportunity. So today's topic is how Article 377 changed lives. So before getting into the topic how it changed lives, we must know what is Article 377 or Section 377. Yeah. So Section 377 of Indian Penal Code is basically an act that criminalizes homosexuality, and it was introduced in the year 1861 under the British rule of India. It referred to unnatural offenses and says whoever voluntarily has carnal intercourse against the order of nature with any man, woman, or animal shall be punished with imprisonment for life. Now the question arises, what is the problem with Section 377? Yeah. Why people were so opposing in nature regarding Section 377? Well, reasons offered for this opposition to sexual relations between people of same age, same sex were so many. Like some called it as social vice, some called it as the reason behind the spread of HIV and AIDS, some even called homosexuality as an offense against religion and culture. But the worst part of Section 377 is that it became the constitutional way of discriminating and humiliating a group of specific citizens, that is lesbians, gays, bisexuals, queers, and transgenders. Yes, the LGBT community. According to me, discriminating people on the basis of their gender identity is something very inhuman and is something very cruel. Let me remind you the preamble of our country, the place of our pride. It clearly declares that the right to equality, liberty, and fraternity to all its citizens under the context we, the people of India. Then how can we just think of treating LGBT community as criminals? Isn't it a gross injustice towards their life? Well, as we all know, sun sets and time has to change. Similarly, on 6th September 2018, Supreme Court of India overthrew this Section 377 and accepted lesbians, gays, transgenders, queers, the LGBT community as normal Indian citizens. Since it was a struggle of a lot of people and a lot of people fought for this, so a small remarkable change must have a lot of impact in several people's life. Now let me put forward some very basic and very practical points about how it changed lives. Firstly, Section 377 or Article 377 violated Article 14, that is right to equality, violated Article 15, that is prohibition to discrimination, and violated Article 21, that is right to privacy. It also violated one's individuality and one's dignity, which is completely unconstitutional and is very, very unjust. Earlier, LGBT communities members were not able to express their sexuality, their sexual orientation in public. A fear always remained in their heart about what society will say. But after Section 377 being overthrown, people are now becoming more and more confident and strong enough to share their stories, their experiences, and problems with others. Even the society also started giving them equal opportunities and equal rights in every sphere. They are now accepted, though gradually, but yes, they are accepted by everyone here. Let me tell you a small story. One of my friend also was transgender, and when this article was overthrown, he was so overwhelmed and so happy that I can't even tell in words. Yeah, so you can just imagine the level of happiness and level of satisfaction he must have experienced on that day, after so much struggle and so much after so much he fought for this this Article 377. In fact, I must say that 6th September 2018 is the real Independence Day for them. Secondly, gays, lesbians, bisexuals, transgenders, as we all know, they are humiliated and discriminated everywhere. They are harassed from a very small age. They are treated like criminals. Their identity is questioned again and again. Their identity has been made a joke. People don't even think about their emotions and their feelings. They even feel unsafe to go police stations and hospitals and etc. So but after section 377 being overthrown, this harassment, this blackmailing, misbehavior has reduced to a great extent, and people are now happy being themselves. People have become more sensitized now, and they are aware of the problems that LGBTs face. People now understand that yes, sexual orientation is not something that we have any control over. It's completely natural. Now, coming to my third point, it's as we all know that continuous humiliation and continuous humiliation and continuous misbehaving, continuous harassment can lead anyone to a severe mental stress, and this was one of the major reasons of depressions and suicide rates in our country. Let me tell you, earlier 40% of LGBTs were sentenced to such depression and suicide rates, but since section 377 has been overthrown, now the depression rates and suicide rates has been reduced to a great extent. It's almost reduced to less than 15 or 20%, and that's an incredible change and a remarkable change, I must say. Now, coming to fourth point, we have seen that LGBT community members were not given such equal opportunities earlier. They were rejected in several jobs and several workplaces, politics, etc., and in many fields. But now, after this Section 377 being overthrown, they are they are outshining in every spheres. They are emerging successfully with utmost dignity and utmost respect in every sphere, every field. For example, you must have heard about Duti Chand. Yes, she is the first lesbian athlete to do so, and you must have also heard about the Apsara Nandi. She was the Congress appointed her. She was a trans woman, and the Congress appointed her as National General Secretary of All India Mahila Congress. So it's really have a lot of positive impacts in our society. My fifth and the most important point is that earlier LGBT communities were could not express themselves, and even other people were not talking about this issue so much. They were just avoiding and ignoring such topics. Even I have seen so much parents, even my parents, that they are not comfortable in talking about these topics with their children. They are avoiding in each and every case. But after this may be due to lack of sex education or what, but they are avoiding. But after Section 377 being overthrown, most of the people think it's natural and we should feel free to talk about this. And you must have heard about several movies like Ek Ladki Ko Dekha To Kaisa Laga and Shubh Mangal Zyada Savdhan. Such movies also encourage people about talking about such topics and discussing on this topic, because LGBTs also need respect, right? And that's why, since people are becoming broad-minded and free-minded, that's why I think Roots Companion also have chosen such a beautiful topic to be discussed on. Yeah. So well, after all, changing laws and legislations does not imply that society has changed completely. But yes, it's definitely the start, and it kindles the flames of changes. Law is just a backbone of society, and it is what people turn to for support when everything else fails and when something goes wrong with them. People will take time to think, to understand, and to grow up. The mindset that has been developed from a thousand of years cannot be just changed in just one law. Yeah. So, lastly, I would just want to conclude that many individuals in the LGBTQ community are still afraid to talk about their sexual orientation. They are still less confident about their sexuality. So I think that it's completely natural and it's completely okay if you don't fit between the two boxes of male and female. It's a natural process, and the way God created us is the ultimate way we live in this society. Yeah. So trans people and other members of LGBT community are worthy of so much love, so much respect, and so much dignity, because love is universal and love is genderless. Thank you.